Hope you're all well. Well, this is tonight's recording of the final FIA manufacturers race of this season's, which was an exhibition season. So the previous video that I did was the on-board footage. You might notice a bit of a theme going with my videos, that I like to try and do the on-board live version, and then I like to give you the TV version, which is what this is going to be. And I thought I'd give you a bit of commentary on it as well, for a laugh, you know. So here we go. I actually, you can watch in the previous video, I totally messed up the qualifying. Qualifying is something that I need to get seriously better at. I was trying to burn off the fuel. I didn't warm the tyres up very well, and then when I came to my hot lap, I outbraked myself, and I went for a second lap, but obviously the tyres weren't as good, and I don't think they were still quite warm enough. So I messed that up as well, really. So I ended up qualifying 19th. Dullness. Should also mention that really never got a chance to do much practice today. I did about an hour on time practice and the time trials, and on those I was doing like 146s, low 146s, but in this actual qualifying, because I messed it up, I ended up doing a 149 or something, I think, or 150, I can't remember. So because of my starting position, which was 19th, I decided to start on the hard tyres. If I'd have done as well as I did in time practice, I reckon I could have gone up into about P6, 7 or 8, something like that. But hence P8, P19. There we are. So of course I was not very, but I was concerned about the start of this race, because I knew I'd be starting in the last chicane when the lights went green. I was very cautious on the throttle. So I didn't get a good start either, really. So the light turned green now, right in the middle of that chicane. So we're off. So the tactics for this race really were just to keep my nose clean and try and move up the field as best I could. And hopefully avoid turn 1 carnage, of which there wasn't really any carnage at all. It was quite a clean start by all of them. So yeah, I outbraked myself a bit there on cold tyres, but again they were hards. But I managed to get up a position there. Let someone span it there, so I got up another position. Don't know what happened to him then in the pink car. Mr. Turbulent. He certainly didn't get a tap from me, but he lost the back end, I think, that's all. And of course, because I'd only done a bit of time trialling, I didn't have any idea on what strategy to do. So in hindsight, I stayed out far too long on the hard tyre. I should have really only done three tops laps, tops on the hard tyre, and then come in and done at least another 2 stints on the softs. But as you'll see from this, I don't think I pitted until lap 9 or lap 10, I think it was. But in my defence, the hard tyres were giving me a lot of grip, and I wasn't losing that much time, as you'll be able to see from the lap times. There was the odd lap here and there that were a bit slower, but the majority of them were around about the same. But like I say, in hindsight, I think staying on the hard tyres for more than 2-3 laps, you do actually lose 2 to 3 seconds per lap. So all in all, I probably lost a pit stop and a half by the time I'd done my first pit stop. But like I say, I hadn't done any race practice whatsoever. And to be honest, I seem to remember, I don't think that hard tyres were even warm enough, even on this second lap. I was still struggling for grip up until like the end of lap 3. So it looks like I had a bit of space there. I was pulling away from Mr. Roach a bit. And it does take me a long time to get dialed into a track. It doesn't matter how much practice I do, when it comes to the race, it always takes me a good few laps to get dialed in. And it wasn't up until lap 7 or 8 where I was really hitting my proper braking points and the majority of the apex. See, he was on Mr. Ash, the guy in front of me, just pitted after lap 2 on the hard tyres, which is what I should have done. I got a tap there from, not sure who it was, Mr. Roach I think. So he spun me round, so lost all that good work that I'd done in the first 2 laps. Tap from behind, it was only a little tap, but it was enough to spin me round. So here we are starting again. The good thing is there's no one behind me, so I can concentrate on just pushing. Looks like the car in front was Mr. Gubbio was serving a penalty there, but couldn't quite catch up to him. And the sister Porsche there. Again, that was nothing to do with me. I did not touch him whatsoever. And he lost that under acceleration. So now there's a massive gap in front and behind. So I was, which I didn't mind because it meant I could just concentrate on what I was doing. And then this guy came out the pits. So I'm on 3-lap-old hards, and I imagine he would have been on the softs. So he's going to start catching me quite quickly. So I haven't done a clean consecutive lap yet. I can't remember what this lap time was, but 1:57 was well out of the due restriction of a decent lap. Lap 2 was probably somewhere sort of near, but I reckon the tyres were still cold then. So you see, I've managed to catch up the gaggle in front of me, but I was aware of Mr. Roach behind me on fresh tyres and the Mercedes there. He was gaining a couple of tenths quite quickly on most of the straights and through the corners. So I knew that by the end of this start straight now, he was either going to be right past me or right up behind me. The Mercedes is pretty good in the slipstream. And of course this is the last race with the current slipstream settings, which is something I'm looking forward to. And so he didn't quite catch up to me there, but he'll be catching up to me through these corners. So lap 4 was a 1:50. That's an okay race pace for me on hard tyres. And they were starting to show signs of wear, but they were getting grippier, I thought. And because I wasn't really losing much grip, I didn't see the need to pit and change in for softs, especially seeing as I was keeping up with the other cars in front, which were probably on soft tyres. Yes, I did have the slipstream, but whilst I was keeping up with them, I didn't feel the need to pit. Even though now I know, in hindsight, that I should have, after lap 2 maybe. There was a penalty there for someone, so I can't remember, yeah, I'll get past him, just. But he got punted by Mr. Hasselhofer-Waelers, who actually, he got a penalty for that, so that little punt put him back up into position. I'd made the pass, but the guy from behind's punt put him back into his place. So Mr. Roach has caught up now. He's on 1 lap old tyres. So now he's seriously got the slipstream, so I think he does pass me here. And I wasn't going to fight it, there was no point in me fighting it. He's on fresh tyres, I'm on old hards. I may as well let him go and hopefully use his slipstream to pull me along a bit. That was the plan anyway. Unfortunately he was a bit too quick on those new softs, so I didn't stay in his slipstream for very long. But at this moment in the race, from P19 up to P13, with a spin due to a collision with the guy behind me, I was quite happy with 13th at the moment. I was confident I was going to move up the field. See, Mr. Roach was starting to pull away from me there, purely because he was on better tyres. And he was probably starting to get the slipstream himself. So I mean, you can tell on the pace through those last 2 or 3 corners there that my lap times were still pretty good on these hard tyres. See, I've gone 151. That's, yeah, it's over a second slower than my fastest lap, but I was still quite happy with that. So now Mr. ENA 29 was also behind me on fresh tyres, which I assume were softs as well. Again, another Mercedes which is good in the slipstream. But you see there, I've just done my fastest first sector on 6 lap old hard tyres. Was there a need to pit? I don't know. In theory, yes there was, from what I've learnt, but if you're still doing fast times and fast sectors, then why pit? I mean, I outbraked myself there and went wide, which is why Mr. ENA got in front of me. But you'll see now, I think, I actually start to catch him up, and he does actually start to slow me down. I had numerous attempts at trying to get past him, but I wasn't successful. I think it was this guy anyway. Again, a high 51, but you know, it's still a 51. Times are getting a bit more consistent. Maybe it wasn't this guy, he's pulling away. I can't remember if I catch him or not. But again, up to P10 on 7 lap old hard tyres. From P19 and being spun around, I thought I was doing alright. See, now you can tell, even though the lap times are not as quick as lap 4, I was getting more confident on the in the braking zones, and I was hitting more apexes. So it, like I said earlier, lap 7, 8, 9 was when I was starting to get dialed into the track. Doesn't matter how much practice I do, it always takes me about that many laps to get into the race. No, it can't have been that guy in the Mercedes. It must have been this guy here, Mr. Hasta. That see, he's overtaking me there on fresh tyres. But I do manage to stay with him, I think. I think it's this guy. I managed to stay with him. And I do have a few attempts at trying to get past him. Which tells me that the tyres were still good, really. Well, my pace was still good. I think it was this guy. I can't remember. It was a while ago now. Well, that Lamborghini was on fresh tyres. I gave him a little tap there, but he did. His braking in that on that turn was very bizarre. He seemed to stop in front of me, right in the acceleration zone. Can't have been that guy either. We were both pitted. At some point in this race, I can't remember which car it was, but someone overtakes me, and I do spend a lot of time behind them trying to get past them again. Maybe it was this guy. Or it might have been when I was on soft tyres, I can't remember. But I think this is lap 9. I think I was coming in for my first pit after this lap. I then intended to finish the race on a set of soft tyres. You can see on lap 9 there I did a 1:53, so I was starting to struggle. The tyres were pretty much gone. But up until lap 9 I was quite happy with my lap times really, and especially my position and the fact that I was getting overtaken, but I was keeping up with the majority of the cars. But I was struggling to keep it on the road at this moment in time. You see, I was going defensive there, even though I was going into the pits. I actually remember I didn't realise how much fuel I'd used, so I certainly wasn't paying attention to that at all. So I think I had just about a quarter of a tank left, and I needed to fill it up for, well, you can see there, about 40% of the whole thing. Now I knew I had to push as much as I could, and I was trying as hard as I could, revving the car right out to as far as I could. While still trying to hit all my braking points and as many apex as I could. There, thought I went a bit deep really. Just out of his slipstream there. I don't think I was quite in it, but he does have a penalty. In fact, so does the car in front of him. but the penalty zone at Catalunya, yes, it slows you down, but it doesn't really slow you down that much because it's just before the heavy braking zone into the hairpin. See there, I've just got the fastest first split of the whole race. I don't think I managed to hold on to it to get the fastest lap, but that's certainly the fastest first sector. Purple is good. So here's the penalty zone now, so they're both going to start slowing down. But I was just too far behind to do anything really with it, but what it did do is it brought me up into their slipstream. And I believe it was Mr. Alex that I started to compete with, and now that I caught him, I had quite a few attempts of trying to get past him, but I just couldn't quite pull the move off. It is one of my issues, as well as needing to get better at qualifying. I do need to learn how to get my elbows out. You see here, I was certainly alongside him. That corner should have been mine, but I didn't get my elbows out, so I braked that a little bit more than he did, so that he won the corner. Anybody else would have taken that position, but it's in my nature to be clean, and that's the sacrifice I have to make. But in these lower splits, if you tap someone, even if it's a racing incident and you get past them, if you're not quick enough to get away from them, there's a very good chance that they're going to take you out at the very first chance that they get. So here you can see I was all over the back of him. I felt I had a lot more pace than he did, and I should have gone past him. Should have been able to get past him. Here is another opportunity. Should have gone to the inside. He defended it a bit, but see, I mean, and again here, I wasn't quite up alongside him, but if I'd have braked a little bit later, see, I stamped on the brakes and let him go. But I know that, you see, they don't give you enough room. In these splits, you don't get given room. If he'd have been more courteous, he'd have given me more room and held his hands up and said, yeah, you've won that one, Dotty. Go on, lad. I'll overtake you again at the next corner if I can. But he did turn into me and shut the door. So, in theory, yes, I should have got the move done, but the door was closed on me and I couldn't get it done. If I'd have gone for that move still, I'd have taken him out. So now I've got the Lamborghini behind me as well on the fresh tyres, and a Lamborghini on fresh tyres, there's no way you're going to keep him behind you. So at this point I was thinking, yeah, let him go and maybe they'll start fighting. So he went round the outside of me there, right? There's nothing I could have done. He's on fresh tyres. Is that a Lamborghini or is it a Ford GT? I can't tell. It's one of the two. It's a Ford GT. And now I've got a sister Porsche right behind me. Because those two slowed me down, I lost all the momentum into that corner. See, that's what I should have been doing. The way he overtook me then. It's confidence on the brakes though. You've got to be 100% confidence on your brakes to go for a move like that. able to pull away. Of course, both these guys are on fresh tyres. Mine are now 3 laps old. So I maybe could have defended a bit harder, but there's no point. A car on fresh tyres is going to get past you at some point. And if you defend, all you'll do is get him more frustrated, and eventually he'll just tap you in a corner to get you out of the way. That's what happens in these lower splits. So with 2 laps to go, I was seeing the 3 cars in front, and all I was saying to myself was stay consistent, stay clean, and hopefully they'll all start fighting with each other and mess each other up. So again, here I was alongside the Beetle there. Yes, the Beetle's got good grip in the corners and everything, but he was struggling on his tyres. I don't know how old they were. So I was hoping that I was going to be able to get past him. Especially because the Beetle's not good in a straight line. So I see I've just done my fastest lap again there on 4 lap old tyres. See, the move was on again there, but I don't know, I just braked enough to let him go. You've got to have that confidence on the brakes and on your ability to get away from the car that you've just overtaken in these splits. So here we are, coming up to start the final lap. So I was happy with the job that I gave myself to do in the last couple of laps, which was to keep it clean, keep consistent, stay out of trouble, and hope that the cars in front would start fighting, which they did a little bit, but not enough to really cause much trouble between themselves. But what I didn't know, and what the car in front obviously didn't know, was that he was going to get a 20-second penalty, because he obviously didn't use the hard tyre, which was a requirement in the race. So although I crossed the line in P11, bit of a spoiler for you there, but there's only half a lap to go. Although I crossed the line in P11, I actually finish in P10. Final corner. I remember as well the tyres were also pretty bad at this point. I can't believe I managed to do fastest lap on lap 15. The tyres were pretty much shot. And there we go, over the line P11, but finishing, as you can see on the left hand side there, P10. As I think it must have been Mr. Gyampi failed to use the hard tyre. Unlucky, sir. So all in all, disastrous qualifying. Started P19. Managed to move up 9 positions, which did give me a positive DR result. So all in all, I'm quite happy with that, really. And like I said at the start, it was only an exhibition series, so it didn't really count for much. But these FIA races, I'm never going to get into the top 10 or anything like that. Certainly not at the level that I'm at the moment. So it doesn't really matter whether it's an exhibition series or a real season to me. The only reason that I do them is, one, they're quite fun and competitive, but it's good for your DR points if you have a good race. So that is that. So thanks for watching, guys, if you've made it this far. Thanks for watching. I shall see you all in the next video. Whether I'll be commentating or not, I do not know. But cheers, y'all. I'll be seeing you.